This is question number 9 on the sample test problems for test number 3. Kelly wants to invest $2,000. Bank A offers her an interest rate of 5.8% annual interest, compounded continuously. Bank B offers her an interest rate of 5.9% annual interest, compounded quarterly. A, in which bank should Kelly invest her money? How much more money will she have after 10 years if she invests in that bank instead of the other one? Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. We've got two different formulas here. If I see this phrase, compounded continuously, then I know that the relevant formula is A equals P e to the RT. For the other one, we have interest compounded quarterly. It's the more complicated looking formula. P1 plus R over N to the NT. And to be clear, you use the red formula all the time unless it says compounded continuously. That word continuously is the only way you get to use this formula with the E in it. So let's plug in. Let's see, it says principal here is $2,000. E is just E, it's a number. R in the top part is 5.8%. Remember, always convert the percentages to decimals when you use the formulas. And then it says 10 years into the experiment. So we'll put a 10 right there. We're going to type that into the calculator. Let's go ahead and fill in the other formula as well. Here P is still 2,000. 1 plus, the interest rate here is a little bit higher, 5.9%. Again, write that as a decimal. Divided by N. N is the number of times interest is compounded each year. In this case, underlined in red, it says compounded quarterly. So N is 4. Raised to the, it's the same N, so there's another 4 up there. And T is 10 years. So to answer the question, we need to calculate these two things and then just decide which one is bigger. So we'll type them in separately here. So the first one, 2,000. E is the second, and then right there where the arrow is, it says e to the x on the calculator. And then up there we're typing 0.058 times 10. And so our $2,000 has grown to that number, 3,572. Using the red formula, 2,000, 1 plus 0.059 divided by 4, close parentheses, to the 4 times 10. And it's really easy to make the mistake that I just made, even though when you write 4 times 10 on the paper, you don't need parentheses because we have a way to write that as a power superscript. Calculator doesn't know that, so we need to put parentheses here to tell it that it's a power. The whole 4 times 10 is a power. And in this case, the money has grown to a little bit more, 3,592. And then finally, to figure out how much money we gained there, we just have to subtract those two numbers. So if we do 3,592.4637 and then subtract the top number, you see that we made a little over $20 by investing in the second bank. So let's just get these numbers on the paper. Let's see, did I copy that right? 3572.08 and then 3592.46. And then the difference of these is how much extra we gained, which is $20 and about 39 cents. So in this case, Bank B is better. Part B. If Kelly chooses Bank A, how long will it take for her investment to increase in value to $10,000? Round your answer to the nearest tenth of a year. You will probably need to use a calculator to answer this question. Let's see if we can write an equation, and then we'll go to our calculator. So part A, Bank A, was the thing in blue. So we know that the formula that tells us how much money we have in our bank account is 2,000 e to the 0.058. I'm not going to put 10 years because I don't know how long I need to wait. I'm going to put t, some unknown number of years. and that's the formula for the amount of money in my bank account after T years. I want to know how long it takes for this money to reach $10,000. So how about instead of A, we put $10,000. So this is the equation we need to solve. Now, if you know something about logs already, then you can use logs to solve this equation algebraically. At this point, officially, we don't know logs yet. They're coming real soon. So right now, we're going to solve this equation on the calculator. So let's pull that up and go into y equals, and we're going to graph both sides of this equation. On the one hand, it's 10,000. On the other hand, 2,000, and again, E is still the second, and then right there, 0.058. I don't have T, I have X. Now you can save yourself a lot of aggravation by not just hitting graph, because you won't see anything because your window is not appropriate. So it's worth spending 30 seconds thinking about an appropriate window. Okay, so X-min and X-max. Okay, X in this case is time, it's T. So the clock starts when T is 0. And then how long is it going to take for us to get to 10 grand? Well, I don't know. That's what we're after. But I do have some information. I know that if I wait 10 years, I'm up to $3,500. So it's going to take longer than 10 years. Maybe it's going to take 50, maybe 100. I don't know. Let's say 100 and hope that we live to see it. And if we need to adjust that, we will. I'll go by 10 years. That's just telling you how often you'll get a dot, a hash mark. And then Y. Y is the amount of money in the account. Can't have negative money in the account. At least I hope we can't. And we start with 2,000. You could put 2,000 here. But the money is growing in the bank. And so if you put 2,000, then that's actually the starting number, and you won't see anything because the graph will still be above that. We know we need to get up to at least 10,000. How about we say 20,000? And we can put in here by thousands. And so if you just spend a few moments thinking about the window, you'll find your intersection a whole lot easier, I think, than just trial and error, zoom in, zoom out, all that stuff. So to intersect, we've done this before. We do second calc. And number 5 is intersect. It says first curve, you just hit enter. It says second curve, you hit enter. It says guess, you hit enter. It's giving you two numbers. The Y value is the amount of money in the account. All right, at this particular moment in time, it will be $10,000. The X value is really T. So apparently it's going to take 27.74893 years. So rounded to the nearest tenth, 27.7 years. We'll take a screenshot of this. And so just putting those two screenshots together, we'll put our answer. T equals 27.7 years.